Hey, what's going on, everyone? Happy Monday. Here back at you again to help you with leadership. So, again, my name is Gabriel Cox. I equip supervisors with necessary leadership skills. Today, I want to talk about an interesting topic, all about leading the younger generation. A lot of people have names for the younger generation. I'm not going to go there. I do not want to put people into a certain group. But today, I want to talk about how we can lead them. Now, in my last job, we had a lot of folks come along, and as you get older in your career, you kind of see the younger generation come up, and it's our job to lead them. My last job in the Coast Guard was very unique in that we were always, and this is true to every military branch, but you're always training your replacement. And that's what makes it incredibly awesome, is that you have the opportunity to be able to lead younger people. You can view it a couple different ways. You can view it as a negative thing, or you can view it as a challenge. I always found this a great challenge. And the reason why I'm doing this video today is because I've had a lot of people come up to me and ask me about how I can lead the younger people on my team. And they'll label them, they'll call them something, they'll say they're too lazy, they'll say whatever. But it's interesting because they do want to lead them. They do want to find out some tips on how to do that. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So what is the problem? The problem is that a lot of supervisors are having trouble finding ways to connect with the younger generation. They're having trouble understanding what motivates them and how to push them and how to get them to stick with what they're doing. And the main reason is probably because they want to keep them on staff. Because companies are realizing that, hey, it's cheaper to keep an employee than it is to go out and hire another one. And so why not build management within your own team that you already have? And so that's one of the big problems. Another thing that I've noticed is that a lot of leaders they're acting like they're at the effect of the younger generation. They're acting like they have no choice but to do whatever, and that it's a big giant problem that they're having to deal with. And so, why is this a problem? It's a good question. Why is this a problem? It's a problem because leaders are labeling people in this group. That's a big problem. We live in a world where we don't want to label anybody for obvious reasons. But why is it okay for me to say this group of people are lazy and they're not motivated by anything? And so the other thing is that a lot of leaders are saying that the younger generation is untrainable, which is completely false. Another thing to keep in mind is that people don't quit their jobs. They quit their boss. And that's a big problem. Why would you want to, have your employee quit because of something that you did or you caused? And so why should you care? Why do you care about what I'm talking about? You care because the reality is that the new generation is full of great ideas. They're full of them. My sister is a young person or a young woman, and she is so full of ideas. It's amazing. And it's very inspiring. Another reason you should listen or would want to listen to who your younger generation working for you are is because they're really they're really big for their britches, and I mean that in a very positive way, in that they're not going after stability. They want to be the owner. They don't want to be a 40-year, person working at the same company. No. They want to continue to move up in the organization. They want to make change. That's incredible. And so when I say, they're too big for their britches, I'm not trying to be mean. What I mean is that they don't want to sit and be stagnant. They're thinking long term. They also want things instantly. And that's incredibly important to a business. If you're a company, or you own a company, or you work in a company, the company wants everything now. They want to make the sales now. They don't want to wait until later. And that's what's great about the younger generation, is that they want things to happen instantly, and they know the tools on how to get there. They know what to expect. And that's incredibly exciting. They also expect a whole lot. And I say this also not in a mean way, but they care more about doing good than they do about being rich. And that's wonderful. That's a wonderful thing. They are driven towards significant change, which is another wonderful thing. And finally, they're they're obsessed with technology, and that also is wonderful. I know absolutely nothing about social media, and that's it's funny. I know some about technology, but when I have a question about how to do something, what a tweet is, or something like that, heck, how to do these videos, I wouldn't ask a younger person. So they can help your business in whatever way because they understand technology. It's all they know. And they act as a bridge to the future. They act as a way to get from where we are now into the future because all they know is technology. So that's awesome. And so you say, okay, Gabe, I hear what you're saying. What can I do? What do I do about it? I have a team of younger generation that work for me, and I'm having trouble keeping them engaged. I'm having trouble keeping them going. Sometimes they don't even show up to work, and this could be true to everybody, right? Every workplace has challenges with everyone, and that's I meant to mention this earlier that if we just threw up our hands and we did nothing about it, we just went and just focused on us and us alone. If our parents or if the older generations before them, if they did the same thing, if they took no time to challenge us and train us and teach us what to do, if they did that, where would we be now? My mom drove me to do a lot of things, and I am successful because of her. But if it wasn't for her, determination to teach me a lot of things, then I probably wouldn't be someplace. So I appreciate that generation for teaching me the respect of going out and working hard and earning your money. But if they threw up their hands and just said, not my problem, we probably wouldn't be where we're at now. Just kind of a side note. So what do you do now? What are some things that you can do? So one, and I wrote this down because I liked it. You want to paint a picture of the future and how they can impact or how they can help and the impact that will have. So again, because I read it, you want to paint a picture of the future of what they're doing is going to do for your company, for them, or whatever, how they can help and the impact that will make. The next thing you do, and I've said this 1,000 times before, but you want to get buy-in. Why is what they're doing right now important to them? You want to get buy-in. And a lot of that is done by getting to know your people, understanding what drives them, what motivates them. Why is what you're doing? Why is the fact that they are loading food onto the ship important to their future? Things like that. Just a couple of examples. Next, you want to find jobs that showcase their skills. All right. You want to ask them for their strengths. Now, I know a lot of employees will get interviewed and they'll ask what their strengths and weaknesses are. This is a different opportunity. This is not, I'm not talking about an interview. What I mean here is that you want to ask them what their strengths are while watching what they're good at. So much like I mentioned earlier, I'm not going to try to pretend to know how to use everything about Facebook Live or all the social media. But I know somebody who does, and I will use that strength to help me. So find the jobs that will showcase their strengths. That will be incredibly important for them. Next, you want to focus on the team, not the company. The younger generation could care less about things like Goldman Sachs or whatever big name brand you have. They really don't care. They care about the people located inside of that company. And what I mean by that is the team. The team is who they care about. So focus more on the team, their impact that they could make on that team, and what the results will be. And so kind of wrapping this up, I believe that it is a leadership challenge for us to lead the younger generation because I hope that they will leave our children and our grandchildren and everyone else. I hope that they will lead all of them. It is not something that we are at the effect of. It is not something that we have no control of. You are the boss. You are the one that they're going to turn to. And it's your job to decide what you want to do with that power. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I equip first-time. My name is Gabriel Cox, and I equip first-time supervisors with necessary leadership skills. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to hear another video on a different topic, please write that in the comments section or reach out to me separately. You can also subscribe to my weekly email. I do a separate podcast, but you can subscribe to that, and with that, you'll get my free resource, the ultimate guide to identifying what type of leader you are in 5 easy steps. The best way to do that is to head over to my website, www.glcoxcoaching.com, and check it out. Other than that, you guys have a great day. We'll see you later.